preaching a message and says, now, turn to your neighbor and tell him the thing you're most proud of with your kids. I mean, what do you say? Speaking of kids, it says that the brothers of Jesus, so these would be the children of Joseph and Mary. Now imagine that. They're here, and they have come to believe, because of the evidence of the resurrection, that Jesus is God. Oh, this was some crowd. The ancient historian Luke tells us there are 120 of them that are in this room. Now, that's chapter 1 of the book of Acts. Chapter 2, verse 1. When the day of Pentecost came, they were all together in one place. Suddenly a sound like the blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the whole house where they were sitting. They saw what seemed to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues as the Spirit enabled them. Hello. Now, they were staying in Jerusalem, these God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven. When they heard this sound, a crowd came together in bewilderment because each one heard their own language being spoken. Utterly amazed, they asked, aren't all of these who are speaking Galileans? Then how is it that each of us hears them in our own native language? Parthians and Medes and Elamites, residents of Mesopotamia, Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus, Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the parts of Libya near Cyrene, visitors from Rome, both Jews and converts to Judaism, Cretans and Arabs. We hear them declaring the wonders of God in our own tongues. Amazed and perplexed, they asked one another, what does this mean? Yeah, what does this mean? Well, first of all, let's just a little bit of backstory. The denomination that you hear with it, okay? Some people are like, well, I thought this is when the Pentecostals were invented. No, that's not what this is. That's not it. Pentecost is a Greek word for a Jewish festival. And in Hebrew, it's the festival of Shavuot. Okay, we won't go into deep stuff on this, but I'll just say there were 7 festivals that are commanded in Torah, and think of them as the Sabbath is behind them all. It's a rest. It's a moment of worship, and oftentimes there's an offering. But 3 of those big festivals, you are to come back to Jerusalem. No matter where you live, you try to come back to Jerusalem to celebrate. This is one of those. Now, Pentecost. Well, first of all, it means that they're going to be hanging out around this massive temple complex. Now, we've shown you this sort of fly through before. This is the upper city, by the way. This is probably where the upper room was. But let's just go ahead and stop here on the Temple Mount. This is Mount Moriah. If you were with us in the fall, this is the hill.